Of course, it would go right back to Larry, and Larry would score and talk. This dude, you want to talk about trash? Tell so much trash, man. It was unbelievable. I mean, you know my son, right? They would be like, hey, Dad, let's go trick-or-treating. Come on, we'll go by Parrish's house. We'll go by Bird's house. We'll go by Kale's house. I'd be like, I'm not taking you by Larry's house, man. There's no way. I don't want to hear his trash talking. We can go by the other two guys. But, that guy talked more trash and, would back it up. As years have gone on, he sort of gets pushed by the wayside. But, not many people talk about Bird, and I think, that's a disservice.
I see a sign. It says, Mr. Bird and Mr. Weber.
He walked by us and he says, y'all those college guys? And we was like, yeah, we the college guys. And he looked at us and he said, get some fucking rest. It's going to be a long week, and walked off. And we was like, what the hell?
And so I get in the car and it's Larry fucking Bird. And shake his hand. I'm quiet, And when we get out, he doesn't say much. But when we get out, he goes, hope you get your sleep tonight because I'm going to bust your ass tomorrow.
Yes.
And I didn't know what to say, but I knew this is a moment you have to say something. And I was like, Larry, your back is already hurting, man. You need to take it easy. And then I run to the room and I call my father. I'm like, Dad, Larry Bird was just talking shit to me.
But in practice, I had to play against Larry Bird. And as a competitor, when you're matched up against someone who's touted as the best, you have pride as an individual player. Right. You're not just gonna go into practice and lay down. And this dude used to come into practice every day and go, Pick, sorry, I got your ass today. And I would be like, nah, that's not bad. He'd be like, yes it is. Don't take it personal, but I'm really gonna kick your ass. Oh, and that's how practice would start off, Jay.
Right.
I would be like, all right, let's go ahead.
You missed Bird by a couple of years, I think, didn't you?
I missed him by 1 year, but I got to play against him in the Dream Team and to be able to practice with him, see how he worked out, see how he shot, see the junk that he talked constantly. The best was my man Rodney Rogers, strong, fast, quick, athletic, and Bird just set him up in a corner. Someone drives to the corner, Stockton passed out the Bird, and here you see Rodney Rogers take a full sprint. And I'm talking about, how Zion blocked that shot a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
That's where, where Rodney Rogers came from. Except, unlike the young kid that shot the shot, in the middle of him being in the midair, Bird says, welcome to the parachute club, rookie. And watches him go by him, shoots the ball, and kept walking down, shaking his head like these dumb youngsters. They'll never get it.
I remember playing against Larry Bird my second game of my career, and he just stands next to me, and he leans over and he looks at me. He said, do you honestly think you gonna guard me? Cursed at me. Like, what? And the veterans on my team said, Eddie, just don't pay attention to him. Fine. Then he stands up and he looks over at our bench and he looks at Kai. You all think this rookie gonna guard me? Man, I'm gonna bust you up, just right in my ear. And so by that time, all the guys on the floor is just cracking up, even my teammates. So I'm like, would this official please throw this ball up? So then finally he walks around, stands in front of me, he said, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm gonna wear your ass out. Game starts and he's just wearing me out. And he came down, he said, I bet you can't do this. And he raises up from Steph Curry range and he shoots an air ball. And I look at him, he like, that don't matter. It's the fact that I can do it and stay in the game. I bet you can't.
Was there one guy in particular you said, oh man, I don't want to have to check him. He was just the toughest guy to guard every night.
Of course, I can say the Michaels or the Reggies or those, but the one I really hated to guard was Larry Bird. He was not a nice guy. Matter of fact, there was one game and he was having a pretty rough first half. So that night against the Celtics, I thought I was playing some pretty good defense on him. In the first half, he was like 1 for 9 or something like that. I kind of puffed up on him and walked beside him and was like, yeah, you're 1 for 10. I was like, that's defense, and he just kind of looked at me and said, "There's two halves." And when we came out in the second half, that's when he told me, "I hope your mom's not watching because I'm about to embarrass you." And I was like, "Why would you say that to me?" Yeah, he wound up with like 31. So I did call her and ask her, and she was like, "Yes, I was watching." So I was embarrassed. Yeah.
We played against a lot of really good players, but there was no one like Larry. I mean, he was so good, and he could do anything he wanted on the court. This is true. My senior year, we played him twice. He was a sophomore, and he just beat our brains out, to tell you the truth. The very first time we played him, it was like one of the first possessions down the court, and I got switched off on him. So the ball goes up. I went to block him out, like fundamental, and the ball came off, and I remember going up to get it, and the next thing I know, I saw this big arm come over the top, and he slammed that ball down so hard, I think the ball hit the floor, came up and hit me underneath the chin. I bit my tongue. I turned around, and there's 33 running the other way, and that was probably his first 2 of 40-some that night. But he was, looking back at it, though, I think we even knew that night we left, we played against a guy that's as good as you could ever play against.
I think the thing you know about Larry is that he's ultimately super confident, right? I mean, he knows he's going to make the shot, and okay. And I kid with people all the time about that, and I try to explain how I see it, how his confidence is. And I think the way I would explain it is this. If aliens were coming down to the earth and they said, "Listen, we're going to give you one shot to make one free throw, or else if you make it, Earth goes on living. You miss it, we destroy the Earth." The thing I would do is I would hand the ball to Larry Bird. Larry would make the free throw, and he'd go, "Where are we going for lunch?"
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah.
And I don't know how he does that, but he's just got this ability to take all the clutter, all the noise out, and just play basketball or see basketball. And I played for the Celtics and Larry Bird. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Seeing him on a daily basis, seeing how he saw the game, how it came so easy, and how just such a masterful player he was. And to me, that's a special, special talent. Everybody tries it. I'll give you another example. We go down to his ranch and we throw beanbags, cornhole toss, right? And the guy is world class, and he turns into he just kind of plays for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it gets close. He becomes, I'm telling you, I would put him against anyone in the universe at doing it, because he'll go 4 in a row, and I don't know how he can turn that on like he does. It's an amazing gift that he's been given, and you know what? To be honest with you, he takes full advantage of it too.
Yeah,
he's one of those kind of guys to me that whatever his ceiling is and whatever he does, he's going to hit it.
And you missed Bird, right, by a year?
Yes, I missed Bird by a year, but I wasn't a fan of Larry Bird growing up because I thought everything he did was lucky. But then when I had a friend, his name was Mitch Rouse. I was Magic and Mitch was Bird. And Mitch could do the same thing Bird. Mitch had the long hair and he did everything Bird did. One day we was playing a 7-game series and it was tied 3-3. And he shot that same over the backboard shot that Bird had. I was so mad. We instantly got into a fight. But when I started, getting older and seeing guys put in the work, I realized that he is one of the greatest players ever, and it's not luck. It's all skill.